How's it going, everybody? We're back again with another episode of Too Fast, Too Duelists. Like always, I'm joined here again with Cody. Cody, how you doing?
I got a full tummy and I'm ready to duel.
Well, that makes one of us. I have skipped breakfast.
What's the meal of the day, man?
I don't know, man. I don't really feel like I ever need it.
Shame.
I go long times without eating. It's quite scary sometimes.
I do too, honestly. I'm like a really bad intermittent faster.
Yeah. I'm not counting the calories. I'm not checking what time it is, but I'm fasting anyways.
Yeah, from like 8 a.m. until like noon is like my time I have to eat. The rest of the day, I don't eat anything.
So we double checked this morning. Episode 7?
Yes, 7.
Episode 7 of Too Fast, Too Duelists.
We made it. Big leagues.
We are in the big leagues now. Is that what it takes? 7?
Yeah, after that, it goes pretty downhill until you hit 10. Then it kind of up again.
Yeah, I think episode 7 is probably like the point of showing that this is going to continue. I think it's like The Office had 6 episodes for the first season.
It's like banging your head against a wall. After that 7th, you don't have a concussion. You should probably keep going.
I'm surprised I don't have one yet. I know I didn't take like an actual blunt force to the head, but after the headache I got from the last week's episode, that was very rough. But I'm here to make up for that.
Maybe, depending on how kind the wheel is today.
Yeah, the wheel has not been kind for me. Actually, I can see it right here. There is a Toon Mayhem skill card.
Oh, great.
I could be stuck playing tunes again.
Or me this time.
Or you. I hope you.
Oh, yeah, you had it easy last week. Here's your comeuppance.
All right, buddy. Well, I'm going to spin first.
Yep.
Professor of Alchemy. I think I actually know what this skill card is.
Who the hell is that?
That's
Amnail?
That's the teacher from GX.
That dude's a teacher?
He was until he turned evil at the very last second before he turned good again.
Oh, I was gonna say he looks like he's part of some doomsday cult.
It was a weird story where like he played the part of the villain all the way to the end, you know, where the villain has to challenge the hero to a duel, but then at the end of the duel and he kind of, yeah, it was more of like, hey, so I know you think I'm evil, but this was actually just a test. I needed to play the role of the villain to get you ready for the real main villain.
Oh, I thought it'd been fun if you were like, hey, I know you've been thinking that I'm the villain, but actually I am. I'm here to prove it. Fuck you, Jaden.
Yeah, you go ahead. You take it away. What does it do?
Professor of Alchemy and Amnail skill. Alchemy beast tokens can attack directly once per turn. During your main phase, you can banish one level 4 or lower monster from your hand or face-up field to special summon one alchemy beast token, rock, level 3, attack and defense below 500, with the same attribute as the banished monster. It cannot be tributed except for the face-up tribute summon of Golden Homunculus. Okay, that's a card.
Yeah, it sounds pretty bad. The reason why I know this card is I've actually tried it out before.
All right.
As you can imagine, I didn't have fun then. I'm probably not gonna have fun today. All right, buddy. Well, you're next.
Ooh, can't wait. Please let it be a skill I can actually use this time.
Looking into the future, Aster Phoenix.
I was gonna say, did I pull Esperoba again? Okay, looking into the future is an Aster skill. During your main phase, you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck and return them in any order. You cannot activate spell cards the turn you use this skill. Flip this card over at the end of the turn you activate the skill. Okay, so I can load my deck in any order I want, but I can't activate spell cards that turn.
Sounds rough.
Interesting. I mean, it is a drawback, but being able to load my deck can be very handy the longer this duel lasts.
Well, you get to look at the top 3, so hypothetically, you don't actually have to keep doing it. You can just do it once, and the duel will probably be over by the time it's even worth doing it again.
Hopefully.
It's either that or you
full combo.
Well, it's like it's either that or you top deck what it is that you want, and you still don't like the other 2 options, so then you just stack it again.
Okay, so we've got Alchemy Beast tokens and Golden Homunculus, if that's what you're playing, versus basically whatever I want to play. I'm not locked into anything.
You're not locked into anything, but it could be a skill card that actually pairs up pretty well with Diamond Dude. So we have two GX characters. Again, they never dueled in the anime, probably for good reason.
Neither one of them is the main character.
Yeah. All right, buddy, well, what do you say? Deck building?
Deck building.
Deck building!
Deck building! All right, guys, we are back after the 20-minute time limit. Here, episode 7. Oh, I am sweating my ass off in this because your boy's been cooking these past few weeks. You get that fire stoking, you know? In light of that, you may have noticed some similarities in this deck with last week's deck, namely some fusion materials and boss monster. But it's not my fault. I am not playing a carbon copy of last week's deck. I am playing a deck that goes with the character I got in my skill card. So shut up, haters. So I'm starting with 3 copies of Diamond Dude. He's just a way to excavate a top of my deck. If it's a normal spell, send it to the graveyard, and then during my next main phase, which would be the next turn, I can activate it from the grave. 3 copies of Dogma. I have no plans to summon this guy. He's just there for his fusion summoning. 3 copies of Fearmonger, who is just a little tiny monster, but he can special summon himself back from the graveyard. If he was destroyed by battle on the next turn, he can bring himself back, so it's good to get the body on the board. 3 copies of Plasma, again, just for fusion fodder. Allure of Darkness. This is my 2 of. So all of my Destiny heroes are darks. And Diamond Dude and Fearmonger are basically going to be the fodder for this because I don't really want to get rid of the Dogmas or the Plasmas unless I already have them in my hand. 3 copies of Recycling Plant is back, 2 copies of Poly, and new addition is Metaverse, just to keep some consistency. If for some reason I can't draw into the Fusion Recycling Plants or Poly, this is another way for me to get them out. For the side deck, in order to confuse Dakota a little bit, I am running an extra monster in my extra deck, but I'm not too keen on using, but I have the parts to be able to summon it anyway. So my side deck, I have 2 copies of your Evil Hero Malicious Edge. If I actually need to, I can summon him primarily with Fearmonger. I can supposed to summon him back, and then if Dakota has a monster on the field, Evil Hero Malicious Edge only needs 1 tribute, and he gets piercing battle damage, which is very nice. Of course, that second fusion monster needs Dark Fusion to be able to be summoned, which I have 2 copies of that. And finally, just a conditional trap card, I have Hero Ring. So any of my warrior monsters with 1500 or less, if I equip it with them, they cannot be destroyed by battle with monsters with 1900 attack or more. Boss monsters, returning from last week, Dragoon, he really did a number last week, so I'm hoping he can come through for me again this week. And new addition, Evil Hero Malicious Fiend. If I'm not mistaken, Dakota has also played this in the past. You know, I don't really know what to say. It basically just forces him to attack with everything he has, and it's got 3500 attack, so unless he has anything higher than that, he's in for a roll of pain. That's my deck list. It's basically just a probably overall worse version of last week's deck, but I sacrificed some of the good to make it more Aster friendly. Hey, let's just see what we can do with this thing. Let's get in there, kick some ass.
All right, guys, we're back after the 20-minute time limit, and it's a bit of a mess, but we'll see how it goes. So my skill card involves me to banish a monster from my hand or field to get out a token. The token can be sacrificed to summon a golden homunculus. This card is terrible, but it's what the skill card says, so I'm going to try to make it work. I have played with the skill card before in the past, and I didn't like it then. I'm probably not going to like it now, but I did learn from some of the attempts from playing with it before, so we'll do our best. So we're playing 3 copies of DD Survivor. If it's banished off the field, I get to special summon it back during the end phase. DD Warrior Lady, to out problematic cards, I can just attack into it, banish both this and the other monster. 2 Golden Homunculus. I don't want to see this card too much, but I kind of need access to it to get the most effect out of my skill card. 3 Macrocosmos. This is pretty much the key card of the deck. It banishes everything that goes to the graveyard. It can also special summon the Helios monster, but we're not playing that because those cards are all bad. We're playing 2 copies of Waking the Dragon. So if he's playing any back row removal, which he'll probably like side into the back row stuff to try to out the Macrocosmos. But my goal is going to be activating the Macrocosmos right away, because a lot of the cards that he's played before in the past that deal with spells and traps only target set cards. So he can still try to pop this card, and if he does, I can go into the extra deck to special summon a monster. 2 Strike Ninja, I can banish 2 cards, 2 dark monsters specifically from my graveyard and banish this card until the end phase. It can come up, but I don't think it will. But he's got decent stats. And then 2 Kaiku, he's got pretty good attack, and I can banish more cards from Cody's graveyard. To go with that, we're playing 2 copies of Allure. Most of the stuff is dark, but we are playing the 2 lights and Warrior Lady and Homunculus. For the side deck, we're playing 2 Cyber Shadow Gardna just to keep ourselves protected if need be. 2 Mage Power, so we are playing some back row cards, so Mage Power can actually boost a monster by quite a bit. And for some back row removal, we're playing 2 Night Beam. For the extra deck, so any of these cards can be summoned if the Waking the Dragon is destroyed. So we can go for Cyber End to just end the game right away, the Dragoon to pop monsters. We're playing 1 Arcana Knight Joker. This card is actually a negate for a monster, spell, or trap that targets this card. And it's also 3800 attack, which is pretty good. Super Viacroid Jumbo Drill. So this card does piercing damage, and it has 3000 attack, so not too bad. And then Ryo Senshi, this is a trap negate by paying 1000 life points. Not the strongest monster that we have in here, but again, I just wanted like flexible stuff. Yep, this is the deck. I'm not too confident into it. I think that the skill card is really bad. It makes you have to play other cards that are also bad. Macrocosmos is actually pretty good, but when you're trying to play an entire strategy for this, the cards just don't do enough for you. You know, it's what we landed on. I'm going to try to get this to work. We'll just see how it goes. All right, buddy. Well, here we are. Game 1.
Game 1. Game, set, and match.
Aha.
Oh, you know, you win some, you lose some.
I think I'm going to let you go first.
You're going to let a man cook.
You have an extra deck.
I do.
Crazy.
So do you.
I do. Oh, my bad.
Did you? Yeah, you meant to go second, didn't you?
I meant to go second.
Yeah, well, you're first, apparently.
I take it back. I take it back. Turn auto draw off.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. That's what I wanted to happen. I wanted I wanted the extra card.
All right. I think I'm going to break show tradition here.
Okay.
I think I'm going to activate my skill card.
Whoa.
Never been done before. You all ready for this? First time for everything. Oh.
Bask in it.
Yes.
You get to look at the top 3 and return them in any order, but you can't activate spells.
Do I have to reveal them?
No.
Well, if I just draw it, you won't see it.
Yeah.
So, 1, 2, 3. Well, Scout's Honor. Okay. Scout's Honor. I'm 2 up right now. What's my incentive to cheat here?
Keep that win streak going.
I don't have to cheat for that.
I mean, wasn't that like probably like the same thing that went through Armstrong's head? Oh, like I've won like how many races? I won how many races now? So like I'm just gonna keep cheating.
No, that was the dope. The dope went through his head.
Oh, sure.
All right. Okay, now I'm back to my OG hand. I will take a second photo to prove Scout's Honor.
Okay.
Back to my original hand. It might not be in the same order, but I'm back to the same hand. Let's get this main phase going, shall we?
All right. Set a field
all
spell
that
pass.
For that.
That was fucking sad.
All that for that.
That was so fucking sad. All right, buddy. I'm gonna start this off. I'm gonna activate Allure of Darkness.
OTK.
We'll draw. And
we actually have a watcher.
Oh, look at that.
For now.
For now. For money.
Okay, banish Strike Ninja. Banish 2 dark monsters. Banish this face up to the end phase. Okay.
Next, I will activate my skill card.
Okay.
I'm going to use the effect to banish from my hand
for
a survivor.
Okay.
I'll get a token. I will tribute said token for a golden homunculus.
300 attack and defense for each of your banished cards, so he gains 600.
To 21.
So he's currently at 2100.
Correct.
2100.
I will set 1. I will set 2 and go to battle, and I'll get in there. And we'll proceed to the end phase, and that will activate Survivor. Since it was banished, I get to bring it back this turn.
It has to be on the field.
It has to be banished on the field.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
I read it when you banished it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known that.
At least you're looking out. All right, that's fine. Pass turn. In draw phase, I'll activate Macro Cosmos.
Okay.
I will not be special summoning.
Okay. Well, that's fine and dandy because it's time for game 2.
Holy shit. All right.
Let's go second.
Okay. Let's go to main phase. Oh, I got something very simple. I will activate my skill card.
That's fine.
I will use the effect and I will banish my Strict Ninja to get a token.
This all looks very familiar.
And pass turn.
Okay. Stand by 2 main.
Sure.
All right, I'm risking it for the business. I'm risking it for the biscuit. Let's activate Allure of Darkness.
Sure.
Let's banish Diamond Dude. Okay. I'm gonna go into it. I'm gonna activate Fusion Recycling Plant.
Okay.
Then Polymerization.
All right.
Sending Plasma and
Dude, what
Dogma.
the fuck is this? You're just playing the same thing.
It is not the same deck. Trust me.
With Diamond Dude and a different skill card, it's the same deck.
It's not the same deck.
What,
Trust
no
me.
hero emerges in blowback? The
No,
fuck
actually,
is
no.
this?
No, those cards are not in my deck. Scott's Honor, Dakota.
I'm actually
Symbol
playing
of trust.
Golden Homunculus.
I'm actually playing Destiny Hero. What do you want from me? It's not my fault. All right. Battle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to end phase.
Yep.
I'm gonna declare material. Let's pull Dogma, I guess.
Okay. Draw. Standby to main. Let's normal summon.
Interesting. Okay.
I'll activate my skill and I'll banish
you
it.
never actually flipped it back, but yeah, it's fine.
It doesn't say I have to
Well.
flip it.
Flip this card over when you activate the skill. So yeah, I guess you would have to set it every time.
Yes, I'm going to banish that, get myself a token. I'll proceed to the end phase, and this time he did leave the field.
So this time he can be special summoned.
Woohoo! And I'll pass it back.
Okay. All right. I want to activate my skill too.
Okay.
Draw, draw, draw. Okay, this time I'm not going to shuffle.
All right.
Let's put no top deck. There we go. Okay, top deck. It's these 2 cards right here. They're the ones that. Oh no, yeah, it's these 2. I forgot I pulled back something different. Okay. Then you, then you. Okay. I'll proceed with my turn then. I want to normal summon Fearmonger.
Okay.
Battle phase.
Sure.
Fearmonger will attack into Survivor,
That is fine.
and Dragoon will attack your token.
That is okay.
And then I will pass turn.
I will draw. Standby to main.
Get out of my graveyard.
I'm looking at your graveyard. Do whatever I want in your graveyard.
Oh, bitch, I'm looking at your graveyard. Nice fucking 4-star warrior, bitch.
He's a survivor.
Yeah. No, he's not. He's in the graveyard.
For now. For now.
He was the survivor.
Let's activate my skill.
All right. You've never unactivated it this whole duel.
It's just gonna sit there. I mean, it's not. I've been using it every turn.
Yeah.
We'll banish the ninja and we'll get a token.
Okay.
Next, I will normal summon
Ooh.
Haiku.
When this card inflicts battle damage, you can target up to 2 monsters in their graveyard and banish them. Your opponent cannot banish cards from either graveyard. Interesting.
I'll go battle.
Is this target up to 2? Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna take out my
Fearmonger, and I'll get rid of the plasma.
Okay. So. Okay. So to grave.
And that's my turn.
Okay. I'm gonna activate recycling plant.
Yep.
I'm going to discard a card to bring back Polly from my graveyard. And then I'm gonna get in right to activating it.
Okay.
Pitching Dogma and Plasma.
Okay.
Battle phase.
Sure.
I'll hit you for 12, and then I'll hit the token.
All right.
I'll go to end phase. I will declare plant again. I will bring Plasma back to my hand.
Standby to main.
I'm surprised how long of a game 2 this is, not gonna lie.
It's a lot longer, but it's actually just over.
Oh man, I was hoping for some sick fucking combo to lay down.
All right, I'm going second. Fuck that.
Yeah, I figured. All right. Standby to main. I'm gonna go right ahead and activate my skill.
Okay.
Draw. Ooh, okay. Let's not fuck this up this time. Let's put you back first. Then you. Then you. And now we're all happy.
All right.
Okay, so I have a pretty boring turn. Set 1 pass.
All right, I will draw. Standby.
Nothing.
All right, I'll go to main. We'll start with Allure.
Okay, that's fine.
Let's banish a Kaiku. Yeah, we're gonna activate the skill. We'll banish the Ninja. Get a token. I think I'm gonna put it in attack mode too. And then let's normal summon Survivor.
Ooh, I like it.
Set 1, set 2.
Ooh.
Battle. 500. 18. And I'll proceed to the end phase. During draw phase.
During draw phase.
Macro.
Question, does your golden huge testicle thing, does it only work off your banish cards or all banish cards?
My banish cards.
Okay. I guess I'll go stand by the main. Okay. Let's start with Allure of Darkness.
Fun.
It's fine. It's fine. It's not fine at all. It's fine.
Surprised this hollow guy's still staying.
I know, this is a tough choice. I'm gonna make a call though. I can't do that actually.
That's an earth.
Yeah.
I was gonna say banish the entire hand.
No, I can. I just, okay.
That's
that
banished.
Did not work out in my favor. I mean, I have to, right? Because if I don't, I'm gonna lose this game.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, because it's not a once per turn. Allure of Darkness.
Okay. And then he banished his entire hand.
Nope. Not quite. And then, unfortunately, the episode came to a very unceremonious end.
Holy shit, what the hell's in your hand?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, okay. Yes.
And then,
Justice. Metaverse. The fuck?
just in case I couldn't see Recycling Plant. Okay.
Yeah,
if you didn't figure it out, the other extra deck monster I was playing was Evil Hero. So I'm running 2 copies of Malicious Edge in my deck.
So my extra deck, I cannot even make any of these cards.
It's just there for like to throw me off.
No, it is there for a reason.
Vanish.
No. So I sided it out in this game.
Yeah.
Because I figured you were going to be playing some form of back row removal, but you weren't.
This is the first time I'm not playing that.
So the card that I was playing that allows me to get into my extra deck is the Dragon Lords card or whatever it is.
Dragon Lords.
Yeah, I forget the name of the card, but it has the effect that if your opponent destroyed it and now it's in the graveyard or banished, because you removed it, I can special summon one monster from my deck or extra deck.
That's a bit broken.
It can be, yeah. It makes it so like you can play a back row deck and your opponent's going to think twice on blowing up your back row now because they might have it, or if they haven't seen it yet and they blow it up, well, now you just summoned, like in the TCG you can summon like the Raid Raptor Falcon, which is a 3500 beater that's unaffected by everything. But for me, I'm playing like Cyber End Dragon, and like just some other utility cards. So yeah, my deck is not interesting at all. It's actually very shit. So I was playing all the darks because of Allure of Darkness. It also banishes, so it adds to that play strategy. My skill card makes me able to kind of cheat out Homunculus pretty easily, so play 2 copies of that. I don't want to see it too often. The card is still really bad. And then of course the 3 copies of Macrocosmos, which you could actually play the Helios, so you get a special summon from deck with this card.
Man, I even cut down the amount of fusion recycling plants that I was playing, and I still had trouble with the ratios at this duel for some reason. I guess I can send you those pictures to you now.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first picture was my opening hand. The second picture is my Scout's Honor hand. Oh wow, they were actually in the same order.
Oh, were they? It's just the same picture.
Nah, it's slightly different, like the angle.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you only needed 1 recycling plant. You're playing like the Dark Fusion too with Poly, so like you have.
I actually cited that in after game 1.
I was gonna say, because that just means like you have 6 copies of like Poly pretty much. That's probably too much.
Yeah, I saw that opening hand. I was like, you have got to be shitting me.
Yeah. Why the Fearmonger?
Basically just to keep a board on the field, hopefully.
Oh, okay.
So if I was in like a dire situation, I wasn't really planning on it, but if I was in like a dire situation where you had like, let's say you had a Homunculus 2500 attack or something, and you could easily go for game, it was a way to keep a body on the board, or I could use him as tribute for something else. Like for Evil Here Malicious, if you control a monster, I could only tribute with 1 rather than 2.
Yeah.
But him and Fearmonger ended up basically just playing Allure fodder.
Yeah. Well, like
I got lucky. Game 2, I got lucky because when the 2 cards I drew off that Allure in game 2, I had Plasma in hand. I drew Dogma, and then I drew, I think, Fearmonger, and I ditched Fearmonger, went in.
I would have probably ditched like the 1 copy of Fearmonger to play 3 of Diamond Dude, because Diamond Dude, depending on how you build the deck, is actually like pretty good. It's like your skill card makes you so that you can't activate spells, but it's like if you have a Diamond Dude with the skill card, you use the skill card, you stack your deck with the spell that you want, and then Diamond Dude will excavate that card.
The problem is I had absolutely 0 trouble drawing my spell and trap cards.
Yeah.
It was the monsters I had trouble getting.
All right, guys, well, that's going to bring an end to this episode of Too Fast, Too Duelist. If you like the video, like, comment down below, tell us what you think. If you like this video as well, consider hitting that subscribe button for more content just like this. Cody, closing thoughts.
Yep, I decided to play Dragoon again, and now I am being dragooned back off into the abyss. That was a really bad joke.
I was gonna say, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You got Dueling Book in your head, don't you?
It sounded a lot. What?
You got Dueling Book in your head, don't you?
Yeah, it got a lot. It sounded a lot better in my head.
All right, guys. Well, that's gonna bring an end to this episode. We'll see you again next week. Bye.
Bye.